I know you.
Okay. Let's check. Good to see you. Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
We're at 720. We're bad.
Huh?
Brings that bad. We're at 720.
Go full screen.
family.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2015 Montgomery Technical Education Center's graduation ceremony. However, before we begin, there are a couple of things I need for us to make sure we understand before we get started. If you'd be so kind, if you all are in possession of cell phones, would you please turn them either off or either on vibrate mode so that it does not interfere with the ceremony which we're about to conduct momentarily. I also would like to ask of you all, if you are asking or wanting to take pictures, that you stay within your seating in which you're sitting at right now, so that it does not congest the front, because we have a photographer that is actually here right now, as well as we have our our MPS technology department. They're actually doing live stream right now for the actual ceremony. We also ask that you refrain from any cheering, whistling of any sort that's going to disrupt the ceremony, because again, we're all here to make sure that we honor and celebrate all of our graduates for the 2015 school year. So at this time, now as we hear the familiar sounds of the pomp and circumstance, I ask that we all stand in recognition and recognizing those students for an outstanding job. They will be provided by the NEARS JROTC.
Oh, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Candidates and audience, you may be seated. On behalf of Montgomery Technical Education Center, faculty, staff, we welcome you to our 2015 graduation ceremony. I also would like to thank our families, our friends of the graduates, our MPS board members, along with Superintendent Allen, and other MPS employees, and all community stakeholders to MTEC's 2015 graduation ceremony. Now, let us lend our ears and open our hearts to an inspirational poem that was written and recited by David Bethea.
Our journey too long for the end to be discovered. look back at the road we started with the hope of counting one step further. One step further from the stress of that job. One step further from the grasp of that fear. One step further through the height of those odds. All of those steps are what brought you here. So turn again and look at the road laid before. And keep putting one tired foot in front of another. The miles you have to travel, simply ignore it. Because you'll get there if you keep going. One step further. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the class of 2015 Valedictorian, James Noah Roberts, followed by our 2015 Salutatorian, Joshua Elijah Bethea.
If a commencement speech can have a title, I guess the title for this one would be Celebration and Change. Celebration because we've been privileged to go to this great school with a great principal, teachers, and staff. Change because, well, everything is changing. We are leaving some things behind and going forward to new things. Every graduating class can say that, but in our case, it's not just us, it's everyone who goes to our school or who works in it. Even our school's mission and identity is changing, and change is tough, even if the change will be positive in the long run. Just a few weeks ago, we were all in class together, getting ready for finals, seeing the same people and teachers daily. Now our time at school has ended, and it feels very sudden. We are cut loose from that foundation that has shaped most of our life, going to school, elementary, junior high, and finally high school. Some of us are assuming the responsibilities of full adulthood, going into the military, or going on to work full-time at our trade. And we got great training here. Some of us will go on for more training or to college. Some of us don't have any idea yet about what we are going to do. And that's scary, facing out into that void. Big changes. Making the decisions you're used to your parents making for you. And after you figure out something for yourself and get a direction, it's exciting. And that direction can and probably will change several times. And we'll learn something from it. All of us are approaching that strange state called adulthood. I'm already looking forward to our first class reunion to see what we have done. I think it will be great. So I just want to congratulate all the members of the last graduating class of MTEC. We made it. We made it with hard work and a lot of help and encouragement from our families, principals, teachers, Miss Woody keeping us straight, Miss Miles keeping an eye on us, everyone. I think we've all been privileged to go to school here where everyone knows us by name and what we've been up to. Our families and our school have given us a great start, and for that, the graduating class of 2015, thank you.
friends, faculty, and guests. I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude for your presence on this wonderful occasion. I stand here as Montgomery Technical Education Center's 2015 Salutatorian. Now, let's give a hand to all the graduates. And a hand to the faculty and staff for their continual, dedicated hard work and service to us and to the school. I like to give honor to God first, who's the head of my life. Then to my father, next my mother, and then to my entire family. For without them, I wouldn't be standing in front of you today. Now that I got protocol out the way, to the mushy kissy stuff. To my peers, classmates, and most importantly, my friends. We made it. We've been together a long time, and a lot of us haven't made it this far as well. But I believe all those who made it were supposed to. I remember my first day at MTEC in 2012. I wore my favorite Mountain Dew hat, and all the kids laughed at me. And so because of that, I kind of stopped liking it, and I haven't worn it since. You guys all make me laugh, smile, and I enjoyed the fun times we had together. What I want to leave with you, my fellow classmates, is this. Always be you. Always be true to yourself. Live life to the fullest and have the most fun you can have. I said that wrong. Find something that you love doing and become the best at it. And know that there will always be a special place in my heart for all of you, my 2015 graduates. All of my life, I was told that high school was amazing. It was supposed to be my glory days. Little did I know high school would be a lot of work. Going through all the projects, the papers, the homework, and the assignments, it seemed like going to school was a full-time job. We as high school have to juggle everything. From going to work, to job, to classmates, to the stress, to sleep deprivations. Then after school, we have to come home to do chores, siblings, and to deal with our parents. And then on top of all that, we have to keep a social life. We gotta stay fresh, we gotta stay clean. I'm sorry. And now, but there were some fun times in high school. From all the honors, to the awards, to the celebrations, and all the laughs. You know, it was harder than I expected. It was still fun, and I had the time of my life. One of the most important things I've learned in my long 17 years of life is love. Love is essential to keep and to get anything that's important. The bonds between family and friends are kept strong through the continual exercise of love. And I never will learn that without my father. It takes a man, a real man, to stand in the gap and to lead. He stands as a representation of God in my life, and I love him for that. And, excuse me. The last thing I want to leave with you all today is that no matter what you do, no matter where you go, you can always look back on this moment and remember that you were all loved. Thank you.
Ross Jr. is one of the 7 African Americans serving in the Alabama State Senate. First elected to the Alabama State Senate in 2002, he is now serving his 4th term. He has distinguished himself as a true statesman in the Alabama State Senate. Ross has served on various committees during his tenure. He currently serves on the following committees: Bank and Insurance Confirmation, County and Municipal Government, Finance and Taxation Education, Vice Chair of Education Youth Affairs, Transportation and Energy, and Military Affairs. Ross was recently elected as the first African American male Senate Minority Leader and the first Minority Leader elected to a 4th-year term. Senator Ross is an established legislative leader and unwavering advocate for public education, issues dealing with child safety and general welfare for all Alabamians. Born in Mobile, Alabama, and re-aired in Pontiac, Michigan, Senator Ross has been a resident of Montgomery, Alabama for over 2 decades. He is now a graduate of Alabama State University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Political Science in 1992, a Master's of Art degree in Education in 1995, and a Doctorate of Education in Educational Leadership. Policy and Law in 2010. Ross lived by his mother's philosophy: I live simple so that others can simply live. Senator Ross is a distinguished career educator who has held various positions in K-12 public education. From classroom teacher to principal of Booker T. Washington Magnet High School, Ross has made it his mission to be a community advocate for public education and helping children grasp the light of knowledge through embracing diversity. He is the former director of adult education at H. Council Trenholm State Tech. Ross was selected as one of 3 finalists out of the field of 71 for the presidency of Alabama State University. He currently serves as an educational consultant for various organizations. Prior to becoming an educator to being elected to the office, Senator Ross was a statewide field representative for the Alabama Democratic Party and the Alabama Democratic Conference for a number of years. He has held key positions in numerous political campaigns. Ross served as co-chair to the State Advisory Committee for President Barack Obama's first election. Senator Ross has received numerous awards and recognitions. He has been featured in many publications. Ross is recognized for his commitment to equity and quality in education. He has received the Montgomery Advertiser King Spirit Award, KEEP Production, Young Legend Award, and the Daring to Make a Difference Community Service Award. Ross received the Alabama School Board Association Power of One Award in 2009. He received recognition by Omega Phi Psi Fraternity, locally, statewide, and districtwide as Citizen of the Year. He received the Alabama Adult Education Directors Association 2012 Champion Award, 2015 Citizen of the Year for the Montgomery Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Senator Ross is also a member of numerous organizations such as Omega Phi Psi Fraternity, 100 Black Men, the Alabama Education Association. He is a member of the Hutchinson Missionary Baptist Church and is male chord. His most notable accomplishment is being a loving husband and father of 2 sons. Please join me in welcoming Senator Quentin T. Ross Jr.
Good morning. Good morning. And thank you so much for that introduction. Unfortunately, my introduction seems to be longer than my speech. But let me say what a privilege and an honor it is to be here with you this morning. This is a special time of year, not only for you, but for me. Truly, the words that I have to speak have been already given to you by our students. And I'm just so proud of this class of 2015. Let's give them another round of applause. See, because parents, as you know, sometimes just out of the mouths of babes, we can learn a few things. And I think that these young people are ready to go out and take on the world. To Principal Ball, to the faculty and staff of MTEC, and to Superintendent Allen, and to the members of the Board of Education and all of the MPS staff. I'm truly honored to be here, and I want to give a special thank you to Mrs. Woody for extending the invitation. Now, this is an exciting time, but it's also a scary time. As I sat to listen, because parents, as you sit out in the audience and look at your child, that at one time when they were born, you were holding them in your arms, and to look at them standing today on their own, getting ready to go on and take the world on for all that it has to offer. It is a scary time. It's a time where you don't have to decide for them anymore. They're going to have to begin to decide for themselves. And I just want to commend all the parents and the guardians and everybody who's been a positive influence in these students' lives, because had it not been for you, they would not be here today. So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, students, you're going to laugh at me, and I figured I was going to be pretty smart coming to talk to students from the Montgomery Technical Education Center, and I was going to use technology. I was going to use my iPad, charge the iPad up, emailed my speech to the iPad, and then determined that I forgot to change my code on my passcode to get in the iPad. So I don't have my iPad today. But guess what? Technology is something else, isn't it? Because I know all of you have these cell phones, right? So I was able to go out and grab the speech on my cell phone. Did I do okay? All right. I just want to see am I catching up with the technological age? But listen, and truly, you know, few people are successful unless a lot of people want you to be. Remember that few people are successful unless a lot of people want you to be. And today in this room, it suggests that there are a lot of people that want you to be successful. And so you are on your way. See, we are here today to celebrate this monumental achievement, and we're excited about it. And each of you is experiencing becoming a member of an elite group, because guess what? Everybody does not make it here. Everybody does not make it to this stage and point in life. And so you should feel good about the fact that you are ready to join an elite group of individuals who have done everything that they were supposed to do to obtain a high school diploma. And I want to congratulate each one of you. See, you should be very proud of yourselves on how you feel today. And enjoy this moment. Enjoy how you feel today. You're going to celebrate. I'd suggest that you just don't celebrate too much. You're going to have a good time. But just remember that today is the beginning. Today is the beginning of your continuous education in life. See, because you all are going to be and are lifelong learners. And so I just submit to you that you just don't get caught up in this moment and sit back. It's going to be important for you to plot out your future. Where will you go from here? Don't stop here. Think about what it is that you're going to do. And so parents will help you do that, but it's going to be up to you to succeed. Now think about everything that you did to get to this point. Now, it was just a few years ago that I was graduating from high school. Don't laugh at me because I'm telling the truth. But just think about all that you went through to get to this point. The studying late at night, forgetting to prepare for a test, staying up too late, texting, talking on the phone. Oh, I see some smiles because some people know what I'm talking about. But even with that, I'll put a pin in it to talk about your futures. See, because there's so much in the world that you all have access to that myself and your parents didn't. And let's just talk about social media for a minute. While it is a good thing, the stage where you are in your life, because I know that you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Snap, and all of the other type of social outlets. But those outlets can stop you before you get started. Understand what I'm telling you. Because you use those, and when you use them carelessly, with where you are in your life, somebody is watching to determine whether you will get a job based on what you put on your Facebook or what you put on your Instagram. See, a lot of times we think that it's just fun, but it can stop you before you begin. There are adults that have lost their jobs because of what they've posted on social media. And so I submit to you today that you take pause and understand that it is a tool to engage and to be open to the world, but do not use it to your demise, because you have a bright future ahead of you. And I want you to hear that. It's serious. The other thing I'd like you to do is just think about the things and the places that you go. I call them the 2 C's. It's communication and company. Communication and company. See, we have the right to say the things that we want to say, and I go back to social media, but some things just aren't meant to be said. So you should be careful with your communication, because again, it will go all the way back to somebody looking at you as an individual and whether they're going to give you an opportunity. and they can go find it now, what you say. But then the company that you keep. You have to be mindful of those people that you surround yourselves with. And you have friends, but you want to make sure that you all are thinking about doing things that are wholesome and thinking about doing things that are positive to impact this community. Because as we speak, there's crime in our community. As we speak, there are drugs in our community. As we speak, someone is doing something that they aren't supposed to do in our community. And so it's up to you, as you proceed through life, to think about how you can impact and affect change in our community. So be mindful of your communication and your company. The other thing I would like to tell you is to remember how you got here. See, some of you may have eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every now and then. I know I did. But a lot of times you had good home-cooked meals. And you look forward, I heard somebody grunt up front like they know it. And you remember what was provided for you. You remember those things when you needed to pay your fees in school. You had somebody to go to get those fees. And so somebody sacrificed and provided an opportunity for you. And what I'm asking for you to do is, as you step out as graduates, as you step out in the world, think about what you can provide for someone else. See, because it's not all about receiving, it's about giving. There was a motion picture that was called Pay It Forward. So when you think about all the things that you've learned, all the people who have deposited positive things in your life, think about what you can do to help your fellow man. Think about what you can do to help your community. Think about what you can do to help your family. And I submit to you that volunteering your time is one of the biggest and greatest things that you can do to make and impact change. So I ask these things of you as you celebrate, as you're having a great time, but think about how serious life is. Because what you're on is life's journey. This is just but a pit stop on that journey in life. And the one thing that you have to remember is that some of you have had some real good times, some of you have had some bad times. And I suggest to you, as my grandmother suggested to me, that just as you keep on living, you will encounter bad times. You will encounter circumstances that you don't think that you will be able to overcome. But if you trust in God, and you trust in those things that your parents have imparted upon you, I guarantee you that you will be able to overcome and succeed. So remember what you've been taught, and don't stray away from it. Yeah, you're going to go off, and you're not going to have to get up at a certain time, and you're not going to have to take out the trash when you don't want to. But at some point you will, or you're going to stink up your apartment. But I mean, it's important just to remember those things. And so I submit to you that, as the late Nelson Mandela said, that education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. And you've received it. See, as a former principal, going to school every day, I would look at my students, and really I was going and thought that I was teaching them something, but I can guarantee that you have taught every teacher, every counselor, your principal even taught them some things. And so a part of them is with you, and a part of you are with them. But it's all because it takes a whole lot of people to make you successful. And success doesn't come easy. See, because sometimes there's failure before success. But it's not the failure that you focus in on, it's how you arise from the failure. And so as you sit here today, ready to receive your diploma and go out into the world, remember all the things that you have been taught. Remember all the people that have deposited positive things in your life. Remember to volunteer and give yourselves up for service. Remember that it's going to be you that's going to take on leadership positions not only in this community, in this state, but in the nation. And so you are our most precious resource. And for that, we are proud. So ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that this class of 2015 is going to be a class that's going to change the world. And so if you would stand with me to applaud this class of 2015. And now you all may be seated, and I ask the class of 2015 to continue standing and turn around to the crowd and applaud all of these people who have been a part of your success. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, class of 2015, for all that you are doing and going to do, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of Montgomery Technical Education Center, we would like to thank Senator Ross for those very inspirational words. I think we can all tell that he lives by the words that he tells us. So we are very appreciative, and we have a certificate of appreciation for you for all that you've done for Montgomery and especially for MTEC. Thank you.
At this time, Ms. Harrison, will you please come forward? Please prepare our candidates for commencement. It is with honor that I present to you 33 candidates for graduation with all rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. David Elijah Bethea. Joshua Elijah Bethea. Carlton DeJuan Brown. Adarian Malik Bernie Lacey. Zachary Edward Carr. Kendrick Antoine Cox. Aaron Davenport. Devin Alexander Ford. Scott Kimonte Grisham. Terry Ellis Hass. Jordan Prescott Harper. Mikhail Keon Harper. Rodriguez Antonio Howard. Evan Dean Justice. Nylexis Nijay Lewis. DeAndre Rashawn Lucas. DeAnthony Devon Lucas. Orlando Xavier Hakeem Malloy. Kebrin Carvin Marshall. Jackson McDuffie. Mario Alberto Perez Ramirez. James Noah Roberts. Lucius Montreal Sistrom. Derek McCain Skinner. Derek Smiley. Latravian Malik Thomas. Lorraine D'Angelo Thomas. Jasmine Marche Weston. Courtney Chavez Williams. Deshaun Bryant Anthony Williams. Dylan Frederick Williams. Justice Terrell Williams. Last but not least, Nicholas Gregory Yee.
To our distinguished guests, board members, parents, Superintendent Allen, our distinguished principal of Montgomery Technical Education Center, and a counselor who does not sleep nor eat during this time of year. She has calculated grade averages, points, over and over and over again. She has made every effort to utilize any and every avenue to make sure that the students of MTEC graduated. And they've done that. We're proud. We're proud of these young people. We thank you for letting us be a part of your lives. At this time, Counselor, it has been conferred and agreed that your tassel has been worth your hassle. Would you at this time turn your tassels?
Graduates, please turn and face the audience. By the power vested in me by the state of Alabama, I now pronounce you graduates of the Montgomery Technical Education Center